Alright. Hello and welcome to the Mocarl and Conman podcast. Woo! Woo! It's the flagship Drift Bowl podcast. We do the same thing every week. We just talk about the weekly games. Connor, I'm joined by you, obviously. How are you?
Good.
Good, life's good, as always.
Yeah.
We also have a special guest. We have a certain Joan Hond from the Cullen Cougars. John, how are you?
It's fucking great to be here, Michael. I gotta say, it's a real treat to be on the second best Drift Bowl podcast going on in the league right now, and I'm just grateful to be here.
Yeah, wow. I mean, I'm gonna let that one go.
It's a great honour for Rob Fay's Power Rankings that you rank him number one.
Yeah, that's you know,
that's generous.
We're happy with just being the flagship show.
I mean, you can't beat that. That's what people tune in to see.
So John, I just have a couple notes here about you. So you're 24 from Cullen.
Half true.
Says you're a podiatrist here. Is that correct?
I'm not sure what that is, so maybe.
You have 3 kids and 2 cats. Tell us about the kids and cats.
I have one cat. It's a good cat. It's sitting over here pretty close to me right now. It's doing good. It's the main inspiration behind the name the Cougars, because cats are obviously related to cougars. And that's all I have to say on the matter.
Well said. You recently travelled to Southeast Asia where you met your first husband, John.
I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Okay. See, I'm starting to think these notes might be incorrect. It says here you have a fear of being alone.
Well, I don't think there's a human alive that doesn't have that fear, Michael. I'll be honest with you.
With a rabbit.
Wait, which rabbit?
Just a rabbit.
Just any rabbit?
Is there a specific rabbit we should know about?
I mean, is there any rabbit that you shouldn't be afraid of being alone with?
That's very well said.
Thank you.
Up next here, it says that you...
Some good research put into this.
Oh yeah, we got a new intern. He's really good. We got something else here.
Deep.
Just let me know if this one's true. You once arm wrestled the whole Cambridge wrestling team and lost.
I did is it all at once? All arm wrestling? I mean, I'd lose either way, I suppose.
I wasn't there, John. You're gonna have to tell us.
That is true.
That is true. And apparently you were the class valedictorian at Yale University, becoming the first ever Yale Rhodes Scholar, John.
Yeah, that's 100% true. I was also the first person from Drogheda to do that.
Well, congratulations on that. I'm sure your husband is delighted. And with the pleasantries out of the way, it's time for the news. Breaking 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 news. All right, Connor, hit us with some breaking news.
Yeah, what do we got?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, considering we've John on the line, well, I guess we should start with the trades.
What we're talking about, Connor?
Welcome to the coolest game show around. Name that rule.
Where do you find these things? Do you make them yourself?
Pretty much, yeah.
Where do you get the audio of the person saying name that rule? Do you put them in a program?
No, I looked up YouTube and I found a kid's show or whatever, and it was name that rule. And I was just like, right, I'm just gonna fucking take that bit. True little dolphin on the end.
Like a dolphin.
You'll see later on. Or do I have? Oh yeah, name that rule, Connor. It's your stop looking at the names. Jeez, he always does this. Always, you guys.
The screen right in front of you. You scroll down to this thing where it says name that rule. What else am I supposed to do?
You're supposed to partake in the game.
Okay.
Well, essentially, it's not really a game. We're just going to decide what's a good way to name this rule, Connor. And you suggested it. Just name the rule after the person who gets it. Is that a
420 player?
I think that would be good too. Just the most Anu.
It's like when they have new laws in America, they
Yeah.
name them after the person who was, murdered. That got that law enacted.
Yeah. Is that? I mean, some people do the laws that they made. If you make the law, though, who knows?
I'm on about like legal laws. You're thinking the laws of physics.
Oh, there you go.
On this night of nights, this All Hallows Eve, prepare to be scared, frightened, and disturbed. Happy Halloween.
Oh, hello, and welcome to the Halloween episode of the Mocarl and Conman podcast. This is the week 8 breakdown review that we always do. I'm joined, as always, by my co-host, Connor Moore. Connor?
I want to suck your blood.
Oh, it's in the Halloween spirit. We're going all out. And we also have a special guest, Connor, if you hear that scratching outside.
What's that scratching noise?
Oh, Connor. Oh, I'm going to open it. Oh, who is it?
Oh my god, it's Martin.
It's Martin. Martin, welcome to the show.
I feel like I should have like some sort of Halloween themed get up in there, but the two ones are kind of taken, so
You can be Martin. The werewolf Martin.
The werewolf.
Welcome to the show, Martin. It's your second time on the show, I believe.
Oh,
so
yes.
is that a record?
No, I think me and you have the joint record.
Yeah, but after that, in terms of guests, I think you're the guest we've had most on now. We've had you on twice.
I feel privileged and honoured to be on multiple appearances.
I mean, you wanted the best guests, and then you get the winners on. The people want to know how to win. They got to listen to Martin, so we get him on. Everyone just
Maybe not so much this year, but
we'll see. It's early. We'll get into all that. One thing that I want to. How's your Halloween going, Martin? Did you dress up recently?
I had a quiet enough weekend. I got to work tomorrow on Halloween, so probably the first time I've worked on Halloween, so that'll be a bit weird. I don't know if anybody in the office will be dressed up. I
Yeah.
didn't get any memo, so it could be super weird if I just go in tomorrow and everybody else is just dressed up and I'm just there like, yo, what's the crack?
I think you definitely should.
I could just dress up and no one else would be dressed up, and then that'd be even more weird.
Yeah. Well, then
See how I feel in the morning, I guess.
just give someone a text at work and just be like, "Hey, are we dressing as anything today?" Connor, you celebrate Halloween, I assume.
Yeah, that's part of my religion.
We were at a party over the weekend, and you were dressed as.
I was dressed as a vine.
Go on, tell us more.
So, if you remember Vine, it was a short-lived
I don't.
app where people could post 6-second videos.
Okay.
And a lot of those now live on YouTube compilations.
So you were a
And,
YouTube.
I was yes.
I get it.
It wasn't a good costume. It was like I was on a good run of costumes the last few years. Like what was I last year? I had a good one last year. I can't remember what it was now. Oh, it was Marilyn Monroe last year. And the year before it was Rick from Rick and Morty.
Oh, yeah.
And then I had a terrible one this year.
Yeah.
And literally the day after that party, I thought of a really good outfit.
Oh, pray tell.
So it needs a partner. I was like Sergeant Salt and Pepper. You know, like the Beatles album, Sergeant Pepper. It goes Sergeant Salt and Pepper.
Oh yeah, that's good.
It just goes
Yeah,
Salt
yeah,
and Pepper, but with
yeah.
military uniform.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah. Nobody steal that.
That would have been good.
Because I looked that up on the internet and no one's ever done it.
Copyrighted.
Patent pending.
Patent pending 2013.
Let the joyous news be spread, the wicked old witch at last is dead. Witch? Witch?
The wicked witch. The wicked witch. The witch is dead, everybody. I've broken the witch's curse. With the help of AJ Green and the boys in a 129 to 109 win, the result looked in doubt midway through Sunday before Goff and Gurley's second half performance versus the Pack put the game beyond doubt. The Sharks scored 100 points for the first time this season in the loss and will look to bounce back in the coming weeks, knowing that wins in Duluth will surely mean a playoff spot. Oh, guys, the curse is over. I've done it. I've saved the league. I'm the hero. Spooky ghost.
I thought this out. Your love.
Martin, what did you make of this game? Were you following this game, or were you more enthralled in your own? Kind of week 9 is in the books.
Yeah.
We've seen it all at this point in the season, apart from Barry losing.
Pretty much, yeah.
So, you know, you can hear by the weird crunching, I think, that we do have some special guests on the phone.
Sure, introduce them.
We have, for the first time ever, Mr. Del Fardy. Welcome to the show, Del.
Hello, everybody.
And
That's all I got.
and we also returning, because he wasn't going to let Martin hold the record for most times on the show. No, sirree, Bob. He wanted this for himself. We have a certain John Hand here. John, welcome to the show.
Oh, it's great to be here, you guys. Long time listener, second time calling. I guess you guys called me, so I don't know. But it's good to be back.
How are you guys? First, in just general terms, everything's good on a personal
no complaints.
and a business
I'm
level.
alright.
Alright,
On
that's
a
good.
business level. Meeting at 10 o'clock in the morning that I'm not prepared for.
Everything has been financially good.
Yeah, buoyant, even some would say.
Yeah. We're in the black. That's the good one to be in, isn't it?
I think so. I always thought that was weird,
Yeah.
though. It seems like a negative thing, but anyway.
Yeah, because you don't want to be in the
Red.
Red's dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true too.
You know what
That's
I'd like
true,
to
too.
be in? The green.
Now we're talking.
Yeah.
Or purple. Purple's like a royal colour.
I thought you were going to say pink. I was going to say pink.
Oh, God. Jeez, can you save that for
Good night,
the...
everybody. Exploding out of that closet.
What was that?
Nothing. Listen to the podcast later.
You'll hear it tomorrow. Okay, so guys, let's we're gonna start with the news. Next week on Keeping Up with the Hineses.
Stranger! Barry, help me find Stranger. He's missing. Mum, fuck off. I'm 11 now in my fantasy football league. You can't tell me what to do anymore.
Hannah Hines enters Brookville Manor.
Okay, you two, get out.
Hannah, what do you mean?
Well, remember last week when Barry won millions on the ropey and he wouldn't share any with me? As you know, I work for AIB and I'm very salty. So, you are all evicted by me. I am the bank.
Fuck's sake. Hannah, please, you can't. This was supposed to be a surprise. But Grace is coming home for Christmas. And she can't come home if there's no home to come back to, Hannah.
What have I done? These bank documents are legally binding. I have ruined Christmas.
Fuck's sake. We can fix this, Hannah. But Grace could be home at any minute, so we'll have to be fast.
Shit, that could be her.
Terry Hines enters Brookville Manor.
Hey, Scooby-Doo, family?
Terry, Stranger is missing.
Ah, no.
Dad, I have to play Richie this week to keep my unbeaten season alive. And the Chiefs are on bye. What do I do?
I've evicted the whole family and Grace could be home at any minute.
Grace Hines enters Brookville Manor.
Hey, you guys. I'm here for Christmas.
Fuck's sake.
Del. Like we said, welcome to the show.
I'm happy to be here.
We tried to have you on last week. It didn't work out, unfortunately, but you know, life happens, I guess.
It does, unfortunately.
So this week we got you on. Now last week Martin did your questions. You're getting to know the coach, but we got our intern.
Yes, I heard.
We got our intern Doug. He did a lot. He did a deep dive, I would say, on you. We've got some juicy morsels in here. So you ready to play Get to Know the Coach? Getting to know the coach.
Yeah, why not?
Woo! All right, okay,
I'm so
Del.
excited.
So it says here that you're a big tennis fan.
I used to play tennis when I was a kid. Yeah, huge fan.
Told you. Doug knows this
Good,
stuff.
yeah.
I believe if that's correct,
You're in a big spot.
if that's correct, then I'm pretty confident on the rest of these. Del, it says here you were ordained a minister so you could marry your cats. How cute.
Well, Captain Meowser and Chairman Meow are deeply in love, and the local Catholic priests were too busy doing other stuff, which is probably highly illegal. And so yeah, I did. I became a Pastafarian pastor.
Nice.
I like that little pun there, the Catholic priest.
Del,
Yeah, so
again,
we're happily married.
it
They won't
says
let me pet them though.
they're a married couple. Del, you can't. Come on.
Oh, the Captain Meowser and Chairman Meow.
Yeah.
Very good.
Del, it says here that you are not a flat earther.
Absolutely not. No.
It also says here that you are a flat mooner.
Well, yeah. Obviously, the moon is like. Well, look, they want you to think that the moon is a natural formation up there floating around, but it's
Yeah.
clearly not.
I mean, we only
It's
ever
clearly
see
man-made.
one face of it too, if I'm completely honest. So that would
Yeah, and then the Nazis have a base on the other side of the moon and they're just waiting to come back. I've seen it in Sky Captain and there's something up tomorrow.
okay.
It's a documentary. It's got yeah. You gotta look. You gotta check it out. It's an amazing documentary.
Yeah, Connor, write that down. We're gonna have to check that out.
Write that down, Doug.
Okay.
Sky Captain and there's something up tomorrow. I can't remember what. Up tomorrow.
World.
Savior, Nazi of the world.
I don't know. Some of them. Just Google it.
Del, you were Dr. Ron Goldstein's personal assistant for 4 years. Why is Ron Goldstein?
Why? Because I was researching a part.
Okay.
So, yeah, it took 4 years to really research the part, and I'm still writing the first chapter of that book.
Yeah.
It's very, very, yeah, it's going to take 40 years to write. It's an epic opus. No, wait, that's a musical term.
Del, Doug has it up here that you were named as one of James Joyce's 30 under 30 last year. Isn't he dead?
As far as I know now, I wasn't at his funeral, and I didn't see him go. I never saw his dead body. So, as you know, Michael, if you don't see a dead body, then are they really dead?
Yeah.
So to answer your question, I don't know if he's dead or not.
Okay.
Do you think he's hanging out with like Tupac and Michael Jackson and all them lads?
Yeah, he could be, Dorian Gray.
Alright.
You could have just painted his picture and be like living reverse life or whatever.
Yeah. Del.
Do you know who Dorian Gray is? You uncultured fox.
Yeah, of course we do. Yeah, Oscar Wilde. It's not even
I've
James.
seen that stupid movie.
It's not even James Joyce. It's Oscar Wilde.
I know.
Del. Last question. This one's actually very impressive.
God.
It says you're a 6-time master debater. No, sorry, that's a typo. Typo. Masturbator. 6-time masturbator.
Yeah, but he needs to do his Doug needs to do his research more. Like, that's last year's numbers. This year's numbers are through the roof.
Okay.
Through the roof. I'm up to 8.
We have had trouble with Doug in the past.
Yeah. It's laziness.
Yeah, he's in the room here. I'm not going to put him on, though.
Bitch, Doug.
Yeah. Do you hear that, Doug?
No, I don't want to talk to him. Can you hear my insults?
Yeah, say it again?
Can you hear my insults, yeah?
Say one more.
Fuck you, Doug.
Fuck. There you go.
Doug.
Fuck you, Doug. Get the fuck out of here, Doug. Get the fuck out of here. Jesus Christ.
Did you just
step into my office, Doug? Because you're fucking fired.
Threw that son of a bitch out of the studio. And let's move on. Something irked me in last week's show.
Oh, okay.
And I decided that I needed to. We'd get Doug to do our deep dives.
Sure.
To find stuff out, and he does it. Arguably, he does a great job. Would you say?
Yeah.
He's the best.
We've never had any problems with
No.
Doug. He's a great guy.
You can fact check him all you want.
But this is a bit above Doug's pay grade. So I've had to farm this out. So during the week I was working, I didn't have time, so I sent Justine to go acquire the services of someone who could find out what I needed to know.
Okay.
For legal reasons, I cannot attend what is going to happen next. I need you to help solve what's going on. All right. Okay.
Okay. I have no idea what's going on.
All right. So I'm gonna step out. Come in, Detective Jack Doyle's office.
I'm here because I need you to help me find something.
And what's that?
A movie.
Hello.
Oh my god. It's Jack Doyle.
I'm Detective Jack Doyle.
Nice to meet you.
It's a pleasure to be on the show.
What are you doing here?
I'm gonna tell you, Connor. I was called in. A little young woman called in to me. She said, "I need you to find this movie for me."
Okay.
I said, "I'm a detective. I solve crimes." She said, "What are you doing at the minute?" I was like, "I'm not busy. I took the case, Connor."
Okay, so you're not a good detective.
That's not what it says in my business cards, but yeah, sure. Apparently, on your very show, a Cougars coach, John Hand, mentioned a movie, The Haulin' Ass. Haulin' Ass, I believe was what he said.
Yeah, I recall.
I've dug into this. I'm Detective Jack Doyle. I think I know what I'm doing. Yeah. So I looked into it, and the first thing I did as a detective, you go on the internet.
Yeah.
I had got myself a coffee first, if I'm being completely honest, but then I went on the internet. I looked up the first lead. I listened back to the show. The first lead is Kurt Russell is mentioned. Now, I looked up Kurt Russell's IMDb. There is no Haulin' Ass movie there. I looked it up. That was the first dead end in my search. The next thing I did as a detective, I think to myself, who does Kurt Russell look like? Connor, who would you say Kurt Russell looks like?
Nobody.
Patrick Swayze.
Oh, okay.
I looked up Patrick Swayze IMDb. I said maybe it's a case of mistaken identity. Maybe he's thinking of Patrick Swayze. Look up Patrick Swayze IMDb. No Haulin' Ass. Connor, again, it's another dead end. Interesting thing though, and this is where the case gets complicated. Both of these men have been in trucker movies. Well, yeah. I'm Jack Doyle. Trucker movies.
Yeah.
Connor.
I believe Kurt Russell was in Big Trouble in Little China where he played a trucker.
Very good.
Yes.
And if you know your movies, you would know that Patrick Swayze was in a movie called Black Dog, a trucker movie. Jack Doyle. So I think to myself,
what a wonderful world.
So then again, I think maybe the name's wrong. Maybe it's still a trucker movie, maybe the name is wrong. So I look up the top 10 trucker movies, and we find a movie, Connor, called High Ballin'. So I think to myself, this is it, we've got it. I look it up, it's Peter Fonda movie, it makes no sense. It doesn't fit the criteria. Finally, Connor, I think, why don't I just type in Haulin' Ass?
Into the internet?
Into the internet.
You're taking your life in your hands there.
The first few pages, it was tough.
But I looked at every single video.
And I'll tell you, Connor, what I found was disturbing. I found a movie called Haulin' Ass from 2001. Jack Doyle, I'm a detective. Don't look it up. Haulin' Ass is a documentary about one of the most challenging yet least recognized sports in modern culture, Connor. It's pack burro racing.
The fuck is that?
The rules to burro racing are simple. One man or one woman is partnered with one burro to run races over marathon distances into the Colorado mountains, surpassing altitudes of over 13,000 feet. The person may not ride the animal. Instead, they must run alongside of it and try to develop a partnership with one of the most notoriously stubborn creatures on the planet, Connor.
What animal are you saying? A burro?
A burro. It's a type of donkey.
I've never heard of that before.
This is a movie about a documentary where men and women form strong bonds with donkeys climbing up mountains, Connor. You might think to yourself, how does that link to Daddy's Daddy's image, his logo? It doesn't.
Well, I think if you'll remember, he was done on smuggling donkeys before, so maybe this is
This is a new lead.
This is a front.
This is a new lead to me. I wasn't aware of this. I didn't listen to the rest of the show. Apparently, was that broken?
That was the headline we'd like to see.
Oh my god! I'll listen to the rest. It sounds very entertaining. I'm a detective. So, Connor, to surmise, there ain't no movie called Hauling Ass that Kurt Russell is in, and I'm afraid that's the end of the case. I can't help you anymore. I'm a detective.
I think what probably happened is Daddy wanted to just put Kurt Russell in his logo, so he made up that story about hauling ass being a film, and John didn't do his research. John should have got you in.
I'm not in the business of theories, Connor. I'm in the business of facts.
I'm in the business of slagging Danny. Danny, change the logo. Your reasoning for it is flawed now that we've got Detective Jack Doyle on the case.
Now who should I bill?
Rob. Send it to rob@powerrankings.driscoll.com.
The boys are back. Alright, John and Del, we're delighted to have you back. How was your short trip to the optometrist?
It was great. We got our eyes checked at the optometrist. Is that what they do? No, that's an optician. What the fuck is an optometrist?
Oh no, John and Del, you were both there. What's that, Del? Del can't talk at the minute. Alright.
Oh, maybe it was something to do with our mouths. We were getting our
teeth,
vocal cords scraped at the optometrist this evening, and obviously it had a much more significant effect on him, and he's not able to talk.
Yeah, I think that sounds believable. Yeah. Oh, we've had a lot of fun today, haven't we, guys?
It's been a gay old time.
So, guys, it's midway through the season, as you're all, or over midway, as you're all aware. So I decided what would be a fun little game for us all to do is what we want this is also in memoriam to the Driscoll Gazette that we all know and love, which unfortunately lost all its writers and editors in a purge last year. So, just a moment of silence for the Gazette.
Weren't you the only writer for that?
No comment. So on that note, I decided what we're going to do is we're going to do headlines we'd like to see.
An extra, read all about it. Life story of Playboy Penny. Extra.
I want Spider-Man! Are they supposed to be headlines that we would have seen in the Driscoll Gazette?
In what sense? Like, a lot of good puns. I've worked a few puns in.
I didn't do any puns in on.
I just went for puns. I didn't go for football-related content at all.
Nobody said anything about puns.
Yeah. Okay. It's fine. We're gonna keep going. Do you guys want me to go first, and then I can show you what you guys should have done?
Yeah, and then we feel bad. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So my first headline that we'd like to see: the strong hand of the commissioner, Commissioner John Hand, after being flooded with complaints, has decided to remove 3 wins from the Rainbow Warriors following an inquiry into where the Warriors' name and logo came from. The news comes as a relief to the rest of the league, who work hard on their logos and team names, except obviously for Coach Thompson.
Obviously.
That's quite the headline.
Yeah, but a little bit of context to the thing. You know, you can just explain your context. You don't need to have a little write-up. But that personally is something that I would like. So, John, can we get you to comment on disciplinary proceedings?
I mean, something pretty drastic would have to happen for me to take 3 wins off someone, especially someone who's undefeated. And I assume I give them 3 losses while taking these 3 wins off them too. So Baz is not going to be happy about that, and we'll see how it plays out.
Yeah, perfect. Connor, do you want to go next?
Yeah, I just wrote the headline though, so I'm gonna make up the copy of the text.
Yeah.
And again, it's not really football related. I just for puns. Okay. Zebra killers targeted by PETA. In an apparent semantic mix-up, Coach Rob Fay has been branded disgusting by the animal rights group PETA. His face and clothes were brushed with red paint as he left training today.
That's a really good one. I like that one. Alright, John, do you want to go next?
Yeah, sure. My one is about the zebra killer, or not the zebra killer, it's the reggae sharks. It's reggae sharks get their bell rung. I think Sean is not going on to the playoffs this year, and it's because Lad Bell is going to sit on his fucking ass all year long and let James Conner score all those sweet, sweet points for me instead. And I also do want to see that.
Yeah, of course. There you go. I concur with that headline. I also don't think Sean is going to make the playoffs.
For the first time ever?
I think Lad Bell is basically your only year. No, I think she got knocked out last year because Danny went last year.
Oh, yeah. Del, you're up.
Hauling assers ripped apart. I just want to see Danny go on a streak of bad luck and finish bottom.
I think we all want to see that, if I'm honest.
Yeah, I pander to the masses.
Alright, I'm going to go next. So, the Marty B rule is to officially be named the Kai Forbath rule. Kai Forbath has become synonymous with the Driscoll this week after scoring 420 points on a way to a 69-point total, and therefore the automatic win, as the Reggae Sharks managed to hand the Rainbow Warriors a third straight loss. What's even more impressive is that Kai was unemployed until week 12 when the Raiders picked him up for the tie versus the Chiefs, also sealing first place in the conference for the Patriots in the process. A field goal, a PAT and a 2-yard rush were enough to secure the win for the Sharks.
It's a weird score for it.
And the Raiders, and to write Kai, who is Kai, into the history books.
So is this Barry's third loss coupled with the 3 that were taken off him?
This is a separate
universe.
Yeah.
Bass is going to lose the next 3 games.
Ideally, well, no, he can win this one. He needs to lose the last 3.
Oh, okay.
Also, Kai is Kai.
Yeah, we all.
Del, your thoughts on Kai Forbath?
My thoughts on him? I don't have any.
That's fair. He's
mostly never talked about the man in my life.
Kai is Kai. Alright, let's move on. Connor, what have you got?
More animal related news.
Oh, perfect.
Hauling assers indicted in donkey smuggling scandal. So apparently Hauling assers was a more literal name than we thought. Because Danny was caught shipping donkeys to China, because as we all know, donkey kneecaps are used to cure impotency in China. So
they cure it there? It's not even just to treat it, it's to cure it.
It's the cure. We found the cure.
Yeah.
And as part of the Driscoll's strict non-animal smuggling rules, he's disqualified this year. That's the headline we all want to see.
There you go, yeah. That's a headline I'd like to see.
Hello for Coach Thompson, yeah, I have to think.
Alright, John, you're up.
The next one that I want to see is Trade Tsunami Part 2. I want to see who is going to just give up faith soon on them, being able to make the playoffs. And who's going to do what you and me did last year.
Yeah.
Someone's going to fucking do it. Everyone's talking all this good shit now, being like, oh, fucking trade away all your picks, John, you're a dick, and you're a dick, Michael, yeah, that's great. It's like, but someone's going to do it. Like,
yeah.
I'm probably going to do it.
Yeah, Connor has openly discussed it in the past.
If it wasn't so damn close at the bottom here, huh?
Del, what have you got?
Brookville Rainbow Warriors sink to obscurity after you clearly beat them in the final, Michael. I see a bad season next season for Baz.
Just absolutely crumbles. He's had an amazing fucking career. Oh, he sucks.
Yeah. His win percentage is probably better than anything any of the rest of us have put together.
Yeah, well, it's going to be all the farther down and more painful. A little bit dark there.
Yeah, I like it. Sometimes that's where you gotta go on this show. It's a thinker. Alright, I got one here I like. One in the hand is worth two in the assers. Commissioner Hand, now drunk on power, has decided that the assers need to shape up with their use of name and logo, and has moved to make both more fitting of the prestige of the Driss Bowl. Rumours of the financial benefits for the Driss competitors when the league blows up is said to be reasoning behind the decision. Yeah, we can't market Danny's logo. Was it some weird trucking thing with Hannah's face on it?
It's a movie with Kurt Russell in it. I don't know how none of you guys have heard of this movie before. It's a very funny movie.
What movie is it?
It's called Hall and Ass.
Big Trouble in... Oh, no.
It's what?
It's called Hall and Ass.
Oh no. Copyright issues.
Kurt Russell's body. That's hilarious.
Terrible.
No good.
I got another headline there.
I tried, Danny. I tried. You heard me.
Alright, Connor, you got one.
Yeah, I'm just going to do the headline here. I'm not going to try and make up the
Yeah.
thing. Okay. Hernan Cortez arrives in RD. Aztecs worried.
Oh, so they should be.
That's
History joke there for you. As all the best jokes are.
Christ, man, we had to deal with Cromwell. Was that not enough?
let me see. Anyone else have got any other ones?
I got nothing else.
Alright, I got one more. The start of a dynasty. League? Today marks the start of the new season of the Driss Bowl, and for the first time the league will be a full dynasty league comprised of the teams from last year. Driss Bowl 18 champs, the OC Millions, are said to be delighted with the news, as are the rest of the owners, probably. I didn't check on it. The decision means the Millions will keep their title-winning team for the long term, while shitty teams like Connors will of course stay bad. And isn't that what capitalism is all about?
Week 16, the year 2016 season, 147 to 124, Balrogs versus AIDS. A meaningless Week 16 game between the Balrogs and AIDS, football was the real winner. Perhaps with zero pressure on these teams, it allowed for an easy-going, point-filled bonanza, where the final score ended up being 147 to 124. The winner secured 6th place in the Driss Bowl and a dance with the loser's main lady, if you know what I mean. The losers secured their place in history for taking part in the highest scoring game in the Driss Bowl era. Dak Prescott, Mark Ingram, Jordy Nelson, Doug Baldwin all scored over 20 points in the game for AIDS. Unfortunately for the boys, they only managed to know 4 points between them, Jameis Crowder and their Henry brothers. Keep going, Henry, your day will come soon. Aaron Rodgers led the boys in Balrog to the win with a 37-point game, which set the tone for Gostkowski, Tavon Coleman and Jalen Richard as they looked to be doing the cha-cha while the Aids were all doing the Charleston. This matchup may not have had a lasting impact on the league that year, but let it never be said that we at Driss Bowl HQ don't take note of history when it falls on our lap.
Alright, Connor, like I was saying, we've had fun here today, I'd like to think.
Yes, okay. I'll agree with that for now.
You know how we like bits here. Do you like bits?
I do.
Yeah, we always discuss how we like bits.
Yeah.
Everyone loves bits. We got one. I got a new one. We got something to. I asked the people of the Twitter, the Driss Bowl sphere, all 8 of them, to hit me up with some of their Driss Bowl pet peeves. I can tell you the response was overwhelming.
Oh yeah.
Are you yawning?
No.
Son of a bitches. Now I'm yawning.
See, I was overwhelmed by the pet peeves. Yeah,
Overwhelmed by the
tired out
pet
now.
peeves. So, Connor, it's time for... I haven't named the segment. The segment is just called Pet Peeves, so...
Pet peeves.
Pet peeves. Pet peeves.
Told you that dolphin was gonna come around.
I completely forgot about it. That's a real throwback. Good little the Arrested Development joke.
Circle back to that one. Connor, it's pet peeves. where we talk about things that annoy us in the league. I'm not gonna explain to you what a pet peeve is in more detail than that, because everyone knows. So we actually have one sent to, as I said, the response was overwhelming. We got one sent in from Coach Hand. So let's listen to his one first, and then we can.
Connor, just wanted to chime in real quick with some heat that I had on Von Miller. Came out during the week and was like, "Oh, we're gonna kick the Cardinals' asses this week." And fair enough, I understand he's just trying to give his team a bit of morale boost or whatever. But you know, like, come out and say it against like one of the teams in your fucking division, or like even a team in your conference, or a team that's fucking good. Like the Cardinals are 1-5, and they got like the worst offensive line in football. Like, I'm just saying, you know, pipe down, Von Miller, be a good team or whatever.
So Connor, John sent in a football related one. What do you make of that?
Who's Von Miller?
He's a defensive end for the Denver Broncos.
Oh, okay.
He was like
coming up in the players on the thing here.
Yeah, he's like Super Bowl player of the fucking game or whatever against the Panthers like 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah. Did they beat them? As in this week when he was giving.
They whooped their ass. Yeah, I mean, yeah. John makes a valid point. Why talk big against like shitty teams? That makes no sense. Like teams that just feel bad for themselves too. Like the Cardinals, like are so bad. They're just like, oh, I just want to go home. and Von Miller's like, oh, I'm fucking
gonna rip you apart.
Gonna fucking fuck you up, bro.
Yeah, the Cardinals are technically the team I support.
Oh yeah, you're big. I mean, you have a Cleveland jersey.
A Cleveland jersey. I also had a t-shirt, a Cardinals t-shirt.
Oh yeah.
That was mostly just because they're red. Might switch over to the Falcons maybe.
Will you go to a Cardinals Bills game should they play in Toronto or in Buffalo at some point in the future?
No.
No, perfect. So I think there's a valid pet peeve from John, if I'm completely honest, if you were to ask me, but I'm biased.
People giving bad teams shit when they play them?
Yeah.
I mean I give good teams shit when I play them and I lose, so... who's to say?
Yeah, I guess...
I'm all for giving people shit.
I guess John
especially
is.
Rob Fay. That's my...
mantra.
Raison d'etre.
Oh, perfect.
Some more French for you.
More French for our French listeners. All right, so let's go through a couple others. I'm gonna start one off. So this is one kind of annoys me, but it's when your team is clear who the best players are.
Yeah.
And you have the running back 1 and the running back 2.
Yeah.
And then you have like a shitty player like Edelman would never be your wide receiver 1 or 2. He's your flex or whatever. So say you've Melvin Gordon and like Mark Ingram or whatever. Yeah. Okay, so you've 1 and 2, and then you have your flex.
Yeah.
And then it's someone will play like the flex player in one of the 1 or 2 spots, and then a 1 person in the flex. You're like, what are you doing? It looks weird.
Yeah.
Do you value this weird?
Yeah, like many times I've tried, like sometimes it shows for me as one of my starting running backs, let's say, in the flex, and I switch it.
Yeah.
I press save. But then the NFL website, it just switches it back. So you got to put 1 person on the bench, save your team, then come back and switch.
For fuck's sake!
It's annoying.
Yeah, that's just the thing. I'm like, just people fix your team so it looks.
Maybe just on mobile though. So if anyone uses primarily their mobiles.
So that's a pet peeve of mine, Connor. Anyway, what have you got?
My pet peeve, Shauna.
Shauna. All right. Just Shauna.
Her existence in general, like she's tiny, she's a bitch.
Yeah.
She's a woman. Lives in Northern Ireland.
Yeah. Well.
Actually, can we kick Shauna out of the Driscoll for next year because she will be outside the post-Brexit?
I believe technically, and I'll have to look into this with John, we don't fall under European legislation in terms of the podcast. We're outside the law.
So Shauna will have to do a post-Brexit trade deal with us if she wants to continue, is what you're saying.
Yeah. So Shauna has to pay us reparations. A divorce bill. Yeah, Shauna, you have to pay us a divorce bill. We need to find out the rights of our players that then get traded to Shauna.
Oh yeah?
We need to make sure that they're okay. And maybe get them back. Fees. Yeah.
Okay. On a serious note though, on Shauna, she's terrible. She's the worst player in the league.
Yeah. How does she keep winning?
And she's one game behind you.
Yeah.
The second best player in the league.
Thank you.
That wasn't a compliment.
I'm going to take it as a compliment.
So yeah, that's annoying, isn't it?
I imagine it's more annoying for people who are doing better than her in points and worse than her in record, which is
everybody.
Pretty much everyone
everybody
else.
That's not
Dell and
Dell is the same record number. So everybody else except the top three, you, Barry, and Danny, and Dell.
Shauna's great. Shauna's a genius. We need to get her on a show.
No.
We need to get her on.
I refuse.
We need to hear her out. Although that tiny bitch will definitely not be able to do one at 11 o'clock because she'll be like, oh, I'm fucking tiny and sleepy. But in a Nordy accent. Just picture that in a Nordy accent.
Well, in a Monan accent, tinged with
Nordiness, yeah. Diseased with Nordiness.
Although the Nordy accent is a good accent. So that's a reverse pet peeve of mine.
Yeah.
The Nordy accent.
Okay, well, there you go.
We're getting some... we're making some good progress here today.
What would a reverse pet peeve be called? Just things I like?
Yeah, something you like.
Things I like. Reverse pet peeve. A really reverse pet peeve. This chocolate bar.
that sounds gross. Well, don't do that to chocolate. Chocolate bars are for eating.
I have one that is Shauna adjacent. Just Shauna leaving players on her bench that are injured for weeks on end. She's done it for years. Sometimes not playing players.
Not even her bench. Like, didn't you have an injured player on her starting team there a couple of weeks ago?
Yeah.
Won?
Yeah, and sometimes she just won't play a player in a position or whatever. She's a mess, and she's the best. So, come on, Shauna. Well, what's the secret? Are you on drugs? Are you drunk on us? If you're drunk on us, you gotta let us know. That's the rules.
And give us something better.
Yeah, you gotta up our dosage. You're coughing on. And I'm trying to think what other pet peeves I may have, Connor, if you let me check my notes.
No. Don't you look at them notes.
One thing I've noticed is becoming more common. I don't know if you do this, but it's the practice of when you're dropping a player, you individually drop the player, and then you pick up a player instead of just waiting and just.
You saying I do that?
I don't know. People do it. Do you do it?
I've done it a couple. Well, like I dropped.
It was recently.
Devonta last week.
Oh, right.
When he became injured.
Yeah, you just dropped him. Yeah,
because he was injured, so I was like, I'll drop him. I'll look at the waiver tomorrow.
Yeah,
but
generally, that was.
I'll look at who's available, and then I'll submit it, and then it'll come up like, who do you want to drop to?
Yeah, that's what I like.
Yeah.
It's just the people. I don't know who it is. I didn't make note of it, but people who like drop. I think Sean. I think that tiny bit Sean might do. Maybe that's the key. Maybe that's the key to winning. But she'll like drop someone and then she'll just have no one and then she'll pick someone up later on. I don't know. It's a weird practice. I'm like, just fucking. Maybe I don't get it. If people do it and they can reason behind it, let me know in the comments below.
Speaking of this, the most recent transactions, Merton with 2 drops.
Yeah,
picking up anyone.
Yeah, I mean, I know. Just wait until the waivers. What's going on? Why are you just dropping fools out of nowhere? So sacrimonious.
So he just has 2 empty slots in his team. But yeah, like what if he, doesn't get a tight end in the waivers, and then he needs whoever he just fucking dropped, Kyle Rudolph. He's like, oh, Kyle Rudolph is the best tight end that's there, and then he can't get him because someone else picked him up.
Yeah,
I hope that happens soon now. Same with his defense.
Yes, some crawl.
Get a shit defense.
Yes.
Where's he in there?
Probably quite low.
Well, I'm going to pick up a tight end first, and then I'm going to pick up a defense.
Oh, here we go.
Fuck.
Just to smite him. The last thing, Connor, the last pet peeve I have is that the stringer is a hellscape. Where this is year in, year out.
No, I think
it's never competitive.
What's not competitive about it? Anyone could win it.
That's true, anyone can win it. My last pet peeve is ill-conceived.
Yeah.
And on that note, we will proceed.
Let's do this.
Alright, 3, 2, 1, go. Will the league ever move to a snake draft?
No, never. Not while I'm commissioner.
Why do questions on the future of a keeper league fall on deaf ears?
To be honest, I don't hate a keeper league, but I think it takes too much away from the draft.
Follow up, shouldn't we just keep the teams we have forever?
No.
Were you paid off to say that?
No comment.
Rob Faye's balls, deflated or not?
Oh, definitely deflated. Well, one's deflated. I can't speak for the other one.
How would you describe yourself as commissioner?
I would say rules with an iron fist.
Does filling in such large, huge, immensely great shoes cause many sleepless nights in the Hand household?
I don't know about the entire household. For me, obviously it does. You know, you never want to be the guy who replaces the guy.
How is T-Hound?
T-Hound's good. He's loving Spain.
Should the league owners have a say on the overall look and quality of another team's both names and logos?
No, never.
Should there be punishment for stealing a logo, and if so, how should Barry be punished?
I totally forgot this. I only seen the message the other day. Yeah, Baz, you're definitely going to get caught for that. There's going to have to be some sort of logo punishment.
He's done.
Just in the nick of time.
We actually have one bonus question for you, John.
Oh my goodness.
That's the buzz. You did it in time. You get to win the prize, but you can gamble it all. Hey, we have a mystery prize for you.
Oh,
but
a mystery
prize. I'll tell you what, John. We have $10,000 we can offer you right now.
Oh my, Canadian or US?
Canadian dollars. So it's like 19 US.
That's not bad.
But you can. So that's yours. That's in your pocket. You can take that home. You can spend that on donuts. You can sit in line in 4 hours. For 4 hours.
Krispy
Kreme. Or John, you can gamble it all away for the mystery prize. You just have to answer one question.
Okay.
So have you thought about it? Are you gonna?
It's a tough one, but $19 is $19. A mystery prize could be anything. It could even be $19.
I need your final answer, John. What are we looking at?
Yeah, let's go with the mystery prize.
Imagine if you're like, just the $19.
I'll take the $19. Like, do you guys take the postage out of that $19?
No, of course not.
Okay, that's pretty good then, I guess.
All right, John. For the mystery prize, can you say one nice thing about Connor?
James Conner? C1000?
Connor Moran.
I can say a lot of nice things about Connor. He lets a lot of people win at fantasy football. That's kind of... And he runs a good podcast. I'll give you guys that much. I've enjoyed being on the show a lot. And there's two nice things about Connor, so I think I should get 2 mystery prizes.
That's 2 more than I was expecting.
Unfortunately, John. John, I hate to do this to you. The question was, can you say one nice thing about Connor?
And it turns out that no, I can't, I suppose.
No, you couldn't limit yourself. You had to kiss ass.
God damn it.
And that's an unfortunate way to end the show, but I think we have to.
Just gonna burn the $19 live on air.
The mystery box was, in fact, my first round pick next year. So there you go. Thank you for listening, everybody. John, you've been a wonderful host.
Guest.
I was hosting.
It's like SNL. You were the guest host.
Oh, I did great.
Yeah, good work. I think me and Connor put in a decent backup job. You know.
I mean, look, no one's. You're only as good as your support staff.
There you go. It's a team effort.
No man is an island.
There you go.
Except for the Isle of Man.
It's deep. Something to think about on your way home, ladies and gentlemen. And that's it. Goodbye to everyone, and have a good Canadian Thanksgiving weekend, which was last weekend. I hope you enjoyed it. I was quiet. I didn't do much. Here we go. It's done. Goodbye.
Nice.